welcome to another episode of The Commute.
I will be your driver.
I will be your passenger. So we got an Oregon woman accused of breaking into a woman's home and biting the woman who lived there.
What?
She accused County Sheriff's Office said Jessica Roca was caught trying to break into Erica Tate's lakeside home early Monday, and the suspect allegedly attacked the woman by pushing her down the stairs, pulling her hair, and biting her.
Jesus.
So, deputies come to the scene, and they arrest the girl on charges of first-degree attempted burglary, fourth-degree assault, harassment, unlawful entry to a motor vehicle, and third-degree criminal mischief. The woman said when she asked the woman what the hell she was doing, like as she was biting her, she told her, relax, I'm playing the zombie game. She's like, the zombie game? She's like, yeah, I'm playing the zombie game. So the story that I had read ends, they're like, we don't have any word exactly what the zombie game is. So they're like, we'll report more if we hear anything on that. So I find another story talking about this thing called Survival Zombie. And this is like blowing up everywhere now, where they have, organizers of the Survival Zombie role-playing event, now this one was in Spain, said some 2,000 people took to the streets to act out scenarios in the world of the undead. The game outfitted each human character on the streets of Collado Villalba with a passport and identifying handkerchief and fake money to bribe other players who had not yet joined the undead hordes. The game runs from 11 p.m. Saturday until 7:30 a.m. Monday. They shut down the fucking streets and you horde around like a fucking zombie. It's got 150 staff, including workers in charge of makeup, zombie conversion, professional actors that they throw in among the undead to keep the performances, like, what they say, riveting.
Yeah.
It says Survival Zombie and similar role-playing events give a boost to the local economy. So that's why they throw these things. Town Hall pays a minimum that's multiplied by a factor of 15 in terms of the impact on bars and restaurants. Everything is sourced in local businesses, from t-shirts to theater groups.
Fucking idiot.
Dipshit. The next Survival Zombie game we play later this month in Valencia. But so then I'm looking into this, and there's these zombie games like all over the world. There was one, I think it was in Germany? No. Anyway, wherever it was, they do it's the same thing, but it's pirates versus zombies. And people dress up like pirates, and they're given these maps, these treasure maps, and they have to go hunt for local treasure. But in the meantime, other people who are zombies are coming after you to essentially kill you and zombify you before you find the treasure. And then this girl fell off a fucking cliff and smacked her head on the rocks. And
what?
Yeah, she was setting up a tent and fell off, and she was like the woman in charge of setting the whole thing up, so they had to cancel the whole thing after the first day.
Jesus.
And, but I guess this one woman in the first story took it way too serious and just said, fuck it, I'm a zombie, and went in this woman's home and started biting her. Like, for real.
What?
Which I have to say is probably more fun than fucking... I just can't imagine, like anything else. Like the pirate thing, okay, whatever, you're playing pirate for the weekend. But playing zombie, like just walking around?
I don't know. I mean,
that can't be fun. I would be so bored after a half hour.
Yeah, it's not like you're, I don't know, doing like another...
No, you're just...
role-playing a character or anything. You're a mindless...
just a zombie.
Zombie, yeah. Oh, well, I mean, the thing in Spain, though, that sounded a little more in-depth. And, like, that might be a little more interesting, because you're trying to bribe other players to become zombies, not...
Yeah, but...
You're not, like, play-acting, biting them. There's some kind of...
For 3 fucking days?
I don't know. There's some kind of way to game the system. Maybe there's a prize at the end.
I don't know. Say anything about it. If there was a prize at the end, okay. I get it. But, like, at some point, I'd have to go and have, like... have like a zombie dance party at the bar or something. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, well, that's the other thing. How is it good business for the bars and stuff in the local area if they're playing the zombie game the whole time?
I guess I bet people flood in just to watch. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah,
people love this because people have a fucking hard on for zombies anymore.
There must be something to it. Something we just overlook. Like, we don't know some of the details. There's got to be something that makes that fun. I mean, there has to be. It can't just
people just want to be zombies. Like in the fucking zombie mud run that they do here.
Yeah.
If you want to be one of the zombies that just like jumps out at people, you have to pay to be a fucking zombie.
Yeah, well, it wasn't cheap either. It was like $130.
Yeah, to be a goddamn zombie and run out and try to grab somebody's flag all fucking day.
To make their thing more interesting.
Yeah,
it was $130 for you to do that.
For them to get the experience that they is well paid for.
Right.
Like no. Yeah, just people want to be zombies.
I'm so sick of the fucking zombie thing, man.
Yeah, I think after Walking Dead, I'm done with zombies for a while.
I can't do it. Can't take it. No more zombie games. Yeah, that's all done. I mean, after the strain finishes up, that's enough.
Yeah.
No more of that. At least that's a little bit of a different take on that.
Yeah, it's a little different, which keeps it interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same mythos, but
Yeah. Big fucking Muppet trying to kill everybody. That's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of the Muppet that did the news. Remember the newscaster Muppet? Today on Muppet News.
Yeah.
And he said,
I don't remember the Muppet.
You got to look him up. It's
I'm sure you're right. Because it's not that far of a stretch.
Or like a gremlin mouth, like a mogwai mouth or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how
just very Muppety.
Has like the lower lip and that was it. Terrible.
Yeah,
Guillermo.
Yeah. The more I think about it, the more he really shit the bed on that one.
What are you doing? I expected so much more.
Muppet hands.
I crush you with my Muppet hands.
It kills me because the effects are really cool.
Yeah.
The friggin' worms and shit and the tongue things.
Sure.
And they can't make fucking makeup? I don't know.
Yeah, not for that. Like, the one thing that should look the coolest.
Yeah, he should have been badass motherfucker that, like, you gotta turn the lights on now. Like, fuck this shit. This guy scared the shit out of me.
We're talking about the Master, by the way.
Yeah, sorry. Alright. The average alcohol-consuming Brit spends nearly a year of their life, 315 days, with a hangover. Is what this study figured
315 days? No. Who is John Galt?
Who is John Galt? I don't know.
You know who John Galt is?
No, who's John Galt?
It's from Atlas Shrugged. It's like one of the main characters from that book. Have you ever read that or seen that? It's written by Ayn Rand or whatever back in like the 40s or 50s or something. It's like about like super capitalism. Like,
oh, okay.
I don't know. The economy basically collapses, and he's some kind of I don't know, capitalist hero.
Oh,
what's this?
This is my Larry's coming to pick you up. Wake up alarm.
Oh, it changed.
Yeah, on new phone. Oh, wait, don't snooze. Okay.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it wakes me up. I've really been sleeping lately. 3:30 to 4.
Well, no more sleep after tonight either.
Nah, sleep is done, dude.
Yeah, no sleep till, 25 or whatever the maximum level
I got like an extra 45 minutes last night, so.
Alright, so you're all set.
Good. My shushing alarm didn't wake me up.
Yeah. Destiny comes out today. That's
we're on our way to pick it up. We're excited. We'll have more than one Xbox game. Alright, so 315 days they spend with a hangover. The Macmillan Cancer Support said the one poll survey of 2,000 people conducted July 24th to August 6th suggests the average Brit spends at least 7 hours each month with a hangover. Toll break.
Was that your seat?
No, thank you. Yep.
Okay, while 7% of those polled are projected to have approximately, this blew my mind, 3,024 hangovers in their lifetime. 3,000? Have you had 100 hangovers in your life? We drank.
Probably close to 100, I would think, by now. That's a lot. I mean, what are they saying? 300 an average per year?
3,024 hangovers.
But I'm saying average per year was 300 something.
Well, let's see. Well, it says 7 hours each month with a hangover.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know how many hangovers that turns into. It said it took the average number of hours respondents spent hungover each month and multiplied it by the average lifespan starting at 18, the legal drinking age in Britain. It's calculated that an average Briton spends 315 days of their life, nearly a year, feeling the ill after effects of a drunken night. The survey also found 10% of respondents had missed a job interview due to hangovers.
Wow.
And 8% had missed a wedding because they were too hungover to properly function. That I can believe because you're partying the night before.
Sure, yeah.
And I knew a guy once that he backed out. It was actually his girlfriend's sister's wedding.
Oh, yeah?
And he had done LSD the night before. And so he called, he passes out like in the morning or whatever. And she calls him, she's like, "Where are you at?" He's like, "What do you mean? You called me, I'm in my room." She's like, "Yeah, well, we're supposed to be at the wedding." He's like, "You're supposed to be here to pick me up by now." He's like, "I can't make it." He already rented the tux and everything.
Yeah.
And she's like, "What do you mean you can't make it?" "I can't function." She's like, "What do you mean you can't function?" "I can't function." Like, that's just all he said. She's like, "No, you're going to get in your car and you're going to get here right now." "No, I can't function." So that was it. She broke up with him. He's like, "This is my sister's wedding." He's like, "But I can't function." That's all he kept saying. "I can't function." So,
wow.
Yeah, it was one of Frankie's college buddies.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Drink some water. Get it out of your system.
Yeah, man, do something. You gotta function, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You also ain't gonna be getting that pussy after today, so.
Yeah. Think of all you're giving up.
3,024 hangovers. Let's say
that does seem like a lot.
You, starting at 18, let's say you live to be 75. So that's 57 years of hangovers. 50, just call it 50 into 3,000. Call it 60, round it up, fuck it. 60 into 3,000 would be 5.
It's like 500.
500 some, yeah. So, no, you're looking at like 50 some hangovers a year.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's one a week.
That does seem like a lot.
That's a hangover a week.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you don't get hungover every time you drink.
Yeah.
So how much do these people fucking drink?
Yeah, that's it. You know, you're drinking to excess when you do drink.
Whew. That's insane. No wonder they're missing job interviews and shit. So the whole reason they did this research was because they want to do it's an anti-drinking thing. They're saying hangovers are a waste of time and are causing people to miss out on everything from romance to their dream job. That's why we're asking people to sign up for Macmillan's Go Sober fundraising event. Abstain from drinking alcohol for the month of October. Of all months, they want them not to drink in October?
That's okay.
Oktoberfest?
Well, Oktoberfest is September, though.
Oh, that's right.
So
never mind.
Yeah,
wait till after.
They get it out of their system, and then
October. Now, I want no more liquor.
You just eat the candy in there.
And they want you to raise money and sponsor your friends and family to do it. And the money raised will provide support to people affected by cancer so they don't have to face it alone. So you're going to donate money to the charity. And every time they give you money, take a drink. That's what I said.
Do a shot with that.
But yeah, man, that's just 3,000 hangovers.
Yeah, that
life.
Seems like extraordinary.
And you got to slow down drinking as you get older, too, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, you're not 70 fucking slamming them back.
Yeah.
You know? All right, let's see what happened this day a long time ago. September 9th, 1776, the Continental Congress formally declares the name of the new nation to be the United States of America. This replaced the term United Colonies, which had been in general use. Makes sense, because they were the colonies.
Yeah.
So,
Come on.
Now we're states. We have destiny to buy. You are in the way of our destiny. Sunoco.
Sunoco Snickers are supposed to make you go faster and weave in and out of traffic.
Gas.
Alright.
Oh, there's no one in front of them. I thought.
No. There's nothing at all.
Chode Smoker. September 9th, 1966, President Lyndon Johnson signs the National Traffic and Motor Vehicle Safety Act into law. Immediately afterward, he signed the Highway Safety Act. Two bills made the federal government responsible for setting and enforcing safety standards for cars and roads. Unsafe highways, Johnson argued, were a menace to public health. In this century, he said before he signed the bills, more than 1,500,000 of our fellow citizens have died on our streets and highways, nearly 3 times as many Americans as we have lost in all our wars. It was a genuine crisis and one that the automakers have proven themselves unwilling or unable to resolve. Safety is no luxury item, he said, no optional extra. It must be a normal cost of doing business. Individual drivers were beyond the federal government's control. If you wanted to run a red light, there was not much LBJ could do to stop you, really. I guess because there were no laws against it.
Yeah.
It was just a guide, right?
Mm-hmm.
By the mid-1960s, many reformers and safety experts like Ralph Nader, whose book Unsafe at Any Speed had been selling briskly for almost 2 years by the time he signed the bill, were beginning to argue that there were things the government could do to make the roads less dangerous. Automakers, these safety advocates argued, had the technology and the know-how to build stronger, sturdier cars and trucks that could keep people safe in case of an accident and could even help prevent accidents altogether. So there were no rules before 66?
I don't know. I guess ultimately nothing.
Wow.
You know.
It just seems like that would have been
Codified.
way long before that.
Yeah.
That's why people were dying left and right. Yeah.
Sure. It was just wide open. I mean.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess that's why fines were so expensive too. If it was $10, you'd be like, fuck it, yeah,
Yeah,
put me over.
sure. It was $10.
I'm gonna speed all I want. Can I pay now? I got it on me now.
It's kind of fun, like watching shows like Mad Men and stuff. There's all kinds of scenes where like they're driving around in cars and they're just fucking doing whatever, you know.
Wow.
They're just drinking and they got.
I don't know about the drinking part, because I even if it was legal, like I would not want to drink and drive. Like it just wouldn't be fun.
Yeah.
But like everything else, man, it'd be a fucking blast.
Yeah, I mean it's just anything goes.
A ride wouldn't be nearly as long.
No.
Just do 100.
The whole way.
Be there in 30. September 9th, 1942, a Japanese float plane drops incendiary bombs on an Oregon state forest. The first and only air attack on the U.S. mainland in the war. Launching, I didn't think we were ever attacked.
Yeah.
Launching from the Japanese sub I-25, Nobuo Fujita piloted his light aircraft over the state of Oregon and firebombed Mount Emily, alighting a state forest and ensuring his place in the history books as the only man to ever bomb the continental U.S. The president immediately called for a news blackout for the sake of morale. No long-term damage was done, and Fujita eventually went home to train Navy pilots for the rest of the war. Did they catch the guy?
I don't know. That's what it
Like they know his
sounds
fucking
like.
history and shit? Like,
Yeah.
who are you? I'm Mr. Fujita.
Who dropped those bombs?
Oh, tickle our fancy, Mr. Fujita. You're the congratulations.
Well, you know,
the first.
I guess if it's a light aircraft, it's not going to make it back to a submarine.
Oh, yeah.
So that was probably a one-way.
Yeah, because that submarine had to be pretty far the fuck out, too.
Yeah, I mean,
You know?
not to be spotted or.
Huh. Well, congrats, Mr. Fujita. Wonder if
Oh,
he's
you're
still
bombing
alive.
I don't know.
I'll have to look up Mr. Fujita.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to send him a letter. You still got the record?
You're the only bomber.
Could you consider 9/11?
A bomb? No, it wasn't like a dropped bomb. I mean, that was
more like an attack, I guess. Or
yeah, whatever you want to call those. I mean,
we'll have that in 2 days.
Yeah.
Just shoving that up our ass.
Yeah, I was watching a thing today. It was Steve Buscemi, and he did like a documentary on HBO about like firefighters and stuff. But that's like it went through like all different like firefighting like events and stuff, because he was a firefighter for like 4 years in New York. So he went back and like was talking with the guys that he was in the house with, and you know, getting their stories and getting other people's stories and stuff. And it touched on 9/11 like towards the end of it.
Yeah,
because you know, especially there. But yeah, it's really good. It's worth sitting down and watching. It's only an hour, so it's worth checking out. Yeah.
September 9th, 1850. Though it had only been a part of the U.S. for less than 2 years, California becomes the 31st state in the Union without ever even having been a territory. Mexico had reluctantly ceded California and much of its northern territory to the U.S. in the 1848 Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo.
See, we were just talking about this the other day when we were talking about Texas.
I thought it sounded familiar, yeah.
So, well, we were talking about Texas.
Right.
We're like, I wonder how California...
It's like the same thing, they didn't want to...
Yeah.
This guy said, no, fuck this shit. When the Mexican diplomats signed the treaty, they pictured California as a region of sleepy mission towns with a tiny population of about 7,300, not a devastating loss to the Mexican Empire. Their regret might have been much sharper had they known that the gold had been discovered at Sutter's Mill in Coloma, California, 9 days before they signed the treaty. Wow, so they found it 9 days before.
Get that shit signed!
Yeah, hurry up, sign it, give whatever. Give them more trinkets. They like trinkets.
$27 in trinkets.
Suddenly, the greatest gold rush in history was on, and 49ers began flooding into California, chasing after the fist-sized gold nuggets, rumored to be strewn about the ground, just waiting to be picked up. California's population skyrocketed. Most newly acquired regions of the U.S. went through long periods as territories before they had these 60,000 inhabitants needed to achieve statehood. And prior to the gold rush, immigration to California had been so slow that it would have been decades before the population reached that number. But with gold fever reaching epidemic proportions around the world, more than 60,000 people from around the globe came to California in 1849 alone. Faced with such rapid growth, as well as a thorny congressional debate over the question of slavery in the new territories, Congress allowed California to jump straight to full statehood without ever passing through the formal territorial stage. After a rancorous debate between the slave state and free soil advocates, Congress finally accepted California as a free labor state under the Compromise of 1850, beginning the state's long reign as the most powerful economic and political force in the far west. And now they're dead broke. They don't have a dime to their name.
Yeah, definitely not fist-sized gold nuggets.
That's just laying around the ground. What did I trip over? Oh, another fist-sized gold nugget. Son of a bitch. I was about to say it would be fun to have been like a 49er, but
that's some ruthless shit there, man.
They were killing each other left and right.
Yeah, for fucking
over that shit. If there was a rumor there was gold up there, and people would know that there was gold where you were digging, so they would tell you there's gold up there. Mm-hmm. You'd leave, kill that guy. They'd take your shit. When you came back down, one of you would die. Yeah, it was
no fucking way. I'm sure it was very exciting at the time, but
oh yeah. Okay, so the cheating husband, who had an exorcism to save his marriage, attacked his wife after being accused of being possessed by Satan himself. Tony Berry snapped when holy water was thrown and a crucifix thrust in his face after he came home from the pub. He grabbed his wife by the neck as she screamed, "You're not Tony!" And he replied, "No, I'm Satan, Prince of Darkness."
What the fuck?
Weeks later, he lashed out again, reportedly punching her in the face in a brutal attack. Berry, 52, was convicted of 2 separate assaults, but was spared an immediate jail term after magistrates accepted he'd suffered a degree of provocation. So it's like, oh, your wife provoked you? Punch her in the face. We get that.
Oh. So is that what's Ray Rice's?
Yeah, Ray Rice. Yeah. Yeah, he should have beat her ass in England. The court heard he had endured years of his wife Claire's bizarre behavior after he admitted an affair and she joined an ultra-conservative Catholic sect. The first attack took place last February after he returned home from work just after 9:30 p.m. After hours of arguing about him being with another woman, he grabbed his 54-year-old wife by the throat and threw her across the room.
Prince of Darkness, bitch!
He shouted, "I'm going to kill you. I'm going to have your neck." The fight rumbled on for hours, during which time her husband, who admitted having drunk up to 8 pints, grabbed her on 3 more occasions. She thrust a crucifix in his face, and her sister, Mary O'Flynn, who had gone round to the house, held rosary beads and threw holy water over Barry to subdue him.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it was provoked. The court heard the second attack took place the following month after he returned to their home in New Mills, Derbies at 1 a.m. Yes, I guess this is Ireland. Miss Fitzgerald told magistrates in Buxton, an argument began. Mrs. Berry holds some unusual beliefs. She believes he is possessed by demons and has a conviction that he may well be possessed by Satan himself.
Wow.
I mean, the big guy doesn't usually do his own work.
No, I mean,
But he is fortunate enough.
He's coming around again.
I'm the Prince of Darkness. He went to bed, but she followed him upstairs to continue the fight.
Jesus!
Picky bitch. You know, like...
Dude just wants to sleep.
You think he's Satan and you're chasing him?
Yeah. Leave the Prince of Darkness alone. He needs
I heard he's got a big, you know what I mean? Satan after all.
Chasing after it.
He can kill you with his dick. He grabbed her by the neck then and threw her onto the bed and then held her down and repeatedly punched her on the side of her head. She said she was too afraid to stay in the house and slept in the garden under some carpets.
What the fuck, man? What is happening?
Not go to a hotel or go to your sister Mary O'Flynn's house. Man, I'll just sleep in the garden here. Got some old carpet.
Call the cops.
Or call the cops. That's always an option. Well, the next morning after he let her back in the house, she telephoned her sister in Ireland, who told her to call an ambulance, which took her to the hospital. She suffered swelling to the side of her face, bruising to her arms and legs, and damaged her back, which caused her excruciating pain for some time after. She had to walk on crutches.
That was the sleeping under carpets in the garden is what did that to your back. Not Satan himself.
Satan didn't hurt your back. He punched you in the face.
He put those carpets there. I mean, I'm in no way promoting domestic violence, but man, what the fuck?
When the cops got there, she said, "My husband is acting weird because he's Satan. Satan is in him." She said in the past she had arranged for her husband to see an exorcist in France because he had signed a pact with the devil. So his lawyer says, "Can you imagine living with someone who says you're possessed by Satan all the time? You even agreed to see an exorcist in France. This is not unusual behavior, it's extraordinary behavior." But the chairman of the bench said both of these assaults were prolonged and quite brutal, and I have to say nasty. Drink was also involved, and you also issued threats to kill. But we have taken into account there was a degree of provocation. Magistrate sentenced him to 16 weeks in jail, but it is suspended for 2 years, as long as he can get his shit together. He also had to pay $620 in court costs and $80 in victim surcharge. What the fuck that is?
Maybe that's paying for her court costs or something.
Outside court, Berry, who was raised in the Church of England, said he was sorry for the violence and injuries inflicted on his wife. It said he had just snapped. It said he agreed to the exorcism last year in a bid to keep the peace and save his marriage, but he added, after all this, it is finally over. Yeah.
Chasing you around with a crucifix, throwing water on you all the time.
I mean, I would love to be these people's neighbors. Let me just be like, it's always a fun fest. You know, let's see what they're doing today. Let's see what Satan's doing today.
I'll have your neck.
You're not Tony. That's right, bitch.
Save it a seat.
I'm gonna carve 666 in the back of your skull with my magic fingernails.
Oh my gosh.
People are nuts, man.
Unbelievable.
But she stayed with him. I mean,
well,
she truly believed he was.
There. And yeah, she was trying to save him.
I guess he didn't want to get divorced, but
it drove him to drink.
You didn't have to beat the bitch like that.
Yeah.
Throwing her across the room by her fucking neck.
Yeah, just leave. I mean,
or at least take her on an elevator where there's no cameras.
Except for that one.
They do have cameras now. Son of a bitch. So, alright, well, that will do it for this Satan-filled episode of The Commute. Make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube and Facebook. Check out our website, tocommute.com. It's TWOcommute.com. You follow us on Twitter, @DriverPassenger. Send us an email about anything you'd like at thecommutepodcast@comcast.net. See you tomorrow on our 99th episode. Hope to see you soon.